my name is Maggie. I'm an attorney. I do mainly real estate, and I own my own law firm. Its name is MG Law Group. I came to the United States when I was 13, so that was in 2003, so now you know my age. And back in 2003, when I first came here, I did not speak English. So I had to study ESL, that's English as the second language, and I also had to study, all the other courses. So I went to high school, LaGuardia in the city, and I studied music. And then I went to Baruch and studied business as an undergrad. But then in Baruch, I took a class in legal studies, and then that's how I found out, hey, law is a very fun thing to do maybe. So I started thinking about maybe I should study for law, and then I should apply for law school. When I was in law school, I had to pick some sort of a direction on what I wanted to do. So my family does mainly international business. So that's what I thought I wanted to do. So I focused most of my studies on business side and for trading, contracts. So that combined with my undergrad experience because I studied business in undergrad too. So I thought these two studies combined together, I can help a lot of the international people that wanted to invest in the US on understanding what contracts are. But one day I took another class in real estate, so in commercial leasing. So I thought that was really interesting, and it's somewhat related to what I wanted to do in the future too, because a lot of my friends are at that stage where they wanted to buy properties and they want to invest, or they want to buy a home for the first time. So every time when I think that I can help them on this very important step in their life, it's very meaningful for me. Because English was my second language, it's not my native tongue. So when I had to study for law, apply for law school, and really go through all the very hard terms and study for the bar and actually passing the bar, I think that was the most difficult time in my whole life, that I had to do something new completely out of the blue, because I was a music student, the language, all the tests, and I had to learn everything from the very beginning. When I passed the bar, I also had a time where I needed to figure out what I wanted to do. My first job ever. I was invited by a attorney on Staten Island. So back then, Staten Island did not have any Chinese-speaking attorney, and a lot of the people, the hard money makers, they work really hard for their money. They want to buy property on Staten Island because it's cheaper real estate and they like the environment, but they don't speak any English. So they were having a really hard time looking for an attorney that speaks their language and help them and walk them through this whole process. So that's when I thought I'm doing something really meaningful, because these people that they've worked so hard for 10, 20 years just to save up enough money to buy their first home. So that's why I think that's really when I chose to do real estate law. Had a few years on Staten Island, I wanted to experience something new, because Staten Island was a smaller firm, right, boutique, and I wanted to see the big city life. So I applied for a job in the city as a in-house counsel for a real estate construction company. And it was really fancy. The office was right next to Central Park, and then we had to, communicate with other big law firm, other big lawyers. So that was a completely new experience for me. After a year and a half over there, I had both these experience, and then I was thinking to myself, what should I do next? And then I thought, why not start something on my own? Because if I start something on my own, I can use all my own ideologies. What kind of people that I want to help? I want to help people that doesn't really speak English, and the smaller people, and maybe international students even, like the younger generation, just coming here but wanting to know what they're really getting into this market. So that's when I thought, hey, it's a good time to start my own law firm. A side story though, when I first started my law firm, COVID hit. So I started my firm on February 2020, and everything was shut down in March 2020. So, but I survived. Yeah. 3 years of being on my own, I think really I've helped a lot of people buying their first home, or investors really invest into this new market. So I'm feeling good about my firm, and I think this is what I wanted to do for maybe the next 10, 20 years. But I do want to expand. I maybe want to find another partner who does similar things, but maybe like trust or wills, or even like matrimonial, like getting people married, getting people divorced. And those are really related to real estate as well. So I think that's my next plan. Yeah.